What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are running back the Snake Draft series, and we are going to be drafting the greatest Chicago rappers of all time. I am Elliot.
LOTTO. Toni.
Stevo.
If you are unfamiliar with what a snake draft is, you can pause your screen here and check it out. Today's draft order is going to be Stevo, Toni, LOTTO, and then myself. All right, Steve, number one pick.
Okay, so with the number one pick in the draft, I'm going Ye. I gotta go Ye. Gotta come Ye. I mean, I think Ye is kind of self-explanatory. Ye is actually like a real life pioneer in this shit. You know what I'm saying? He's not only a rapper, he a producer too. You know what I'm saying? As a musician myself, you don't really see a lot of that in today's music, you know?
Yeah, I feel like that's the obvious pick. I think it could have went one of two ways at number one, but Kanye is like, you know, he paved the way for really everybody.
Literally for everybody, yeah.
If
I had one, I was gonna definitely say Kanye for sure.
Same. Yeah, if I would have the first pick, it was definitely going to be Kanye.
Is there any artist from Chicago that's more impactful than Kanye? Like all time?
Of that era and that, like, what kind of falls under that umbrella of, like, type of music? Probably not. You know, I feel like he opened a lot of doors for when it comes to that type of rapping.
For sure.
In Chicago, you know, more soulful samples too, and, like, the production he was using. That he kind of paved the way a little bit with that. So, I don't know. On that sense, probably not, but I'm gonna save my choice for next if it's not.
I already know what your choice gonna be.
You feel me?
If I'm thinking correctly, I didn't know who your choice gonna be.
I think another thing about Kanye is just, obviously we're talking about Chicago rappers right now, but you want to talk about impact in this city and then just across the world. I mean, I always just point to Travis Scott and Travis's production before he kind of took off on his own, obviously solo career. Like, bro, that's all Kanye.
Bro, just look at like what Kanye's done in fashion, but also like who he's signed. Like Kanye's kind of responsible for Kid Cudi in a sense. Travis in a sense. Did he sign Travis?
No, but Travis, I believe
he
was
signed
doing
like T.I. first, Grand Hustle. I think T.I. was honestly the first person to sign him, but like sound wise, and I think production wise, maybe Kanye had him in a production deal maybe first or something.
Well, yeah, I don't know if it was that. I know that Travis did a bunch of the drums and the beats on. I not Watch the Throne, but I think on
it was definitely
Yeezus?
after
Yeezus. Yeah. It was so. Yeah, Travis had a huge impact on that. I know that he was in a bunch of those sessions.
Another one.
We like obviously you knew who Travis was at that point in time because of the T.I. deal, Grand Hustle, and all that stuff. But that was years before he kind of broke out. Obviously, way before Rodeo and things like that.
Even how he helped Chance at certain points of his career. How he was kind of like this. It's like mythical, just God, just was kind of lurking and would come down, drop a feature like the Chief Keef shit early on, right?
Oh God,
he gave Chief Keef what 2 features right when he was bubbling and helped him.
I can't handle no liquor.
Yeah, I feel like Kanye's the obvious pick there.
Yeah, pick number 2, equally as influential in my eyes, younger generation for sure, but Chief Keef.
I knew it. I knew it.
100%. Man. I mean, that was that. It was either gonna go Keef or Ye at one, but I think especially given the era in which we grew up in, obviously we listened to Kanye a lot when we were younger, but Keef was the one when we were, you know, ending elementary school into high school. Like
when we were grown, actually had a real life choice on what we was listening to. I've been listening to Keef since I was like 13. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, he's so impactful, and I mean, even just coming up through the ranks, other artists that take their sound and they listen to Keef, and you know they just look up to him. He's got such a huge impact, but definitely Keef.
And on the production tip too, like a lot of people don't realize that Keef is the same, you know, in the same sense he's a producer and an artist too. So it's
for sure.
You know what I mean? He makes a lot of his own beats, so he got hits on his own too with that too. So bridging that gap of like what Kanye, you know what I'm saying, what Chicago's known for is like what Kanye is, a producer, rapper. I feel like Chief Keef is like the modern day of that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, a little bit more, you know, essence of what's popping out here now type shit, you know what I mean?
And his cover arts too. Makes all his own cover arts.
Keef make all his own cover arts?
I'm not sure if it's all of them, but a lot of them,
I
he
didn't even know
definitely
he be making his own cover art. That's
he
crazy.
definitely be doing like digital graphics and shit too, which is crazy.
He a one-stop shop for real.
What's y'all's favorite Chief Keef memory? I loved when he moved to that house up north. I don't remember which suburb that was.
Northbrook.
And he was just riding dirt bikes and stuff, and everyone got so mad about it. It's like, bro, he's a kid riding dirt bikes. Who cares?
No, yeah, that was hard. And I'm the same age as Sosa too, so like seeing that's why it's like number 2, that's not even like really debatable if you're from Chicago too. Like you can say somebody else, but in that sense, like if you came up at that same era, like obviously we grew up on other people, but Sosa set the standard so high, even what was going on back then, like the lifestyle of living, like everything we was tapped into, and we was the same age as them too. So
Yeah, and so many iconic videos at that house, like what is it? Love No Thotties, Macaroni Time. Just he's just fucking around in this house.
I feel like 2 good picks right out the gate. Devo, where you going?
I definitely was gonna come Kanye 1 and Sosa 2, but with that follow up too, in the same aspect that you're saying, you know what I'm saying, like bridging the gap with different generations too. I feel like Kanye set a certain tone with like the soul samples, the production, the Dilla type shit. You know, Sosa set a certain tone with like the you know the drill that's still happening. So with that, I'm gonna have to go number 3, Juice WRLD for sure.
Nice.
You know what I mean? I feel like he was the one in Chicago to bridge that gap towards more like a, I don't want to say mainstream because that got like a bad connotation to it, but almost like a more understandable, relatable on a bigger scale music, you know, that's actually coming out of Chicago too. So definitely Juice for number 3 for me.
I feel like obvious pick. What he was able to do in like a 2-year span is really unheard of, and we've seen some stuff working here at Lyrical. I don't know if we'll ever see anything like that again. Like how famous he got in such a short amount of time, all the hits he created, like really left a lasting impact for sure.
Yeah, and just, you know, like on a personal side too, when you know a little bit about Juice and you understand like his appreciation for all realms of music too, like, you know what I'm saying, the fact that he'll rap on Eminem beat, he'll listen back to some, you know, some Mobb Deep or something like that, but at the same time he loves Sosa, he loved Lucky, he like a real, I don't know, a culmination of what Chicago is too, when you actually know people from here or like the area of Chicago, you know what I mean? So it's a breeding pot for a lot of shit. So I feel like Juice spoke true to that for sure.
I feel like that's a solid top 3. At pick number 4, I'm going to take Dirk. I'm going to take Dirk because watching the evolution of Dirk over the years has been just such a beautiful thing to watch, because he really came out when we were in high school still, over a decade ago. And he had like highs and lows for, you know, a number of years and didn't really reach superstardom until what, 2020, 2021 maybe? I feel like, when was that Drake feature?
That was
21, I think.
And then right after that, he just, everything he dropped was gold. It's been cool. It's been cool to see Dirk rise to stardom and become this person. Obviously, you know, we've shot a lot of videos for him. He was at the festival the last couple of years. And I just feel like what Dirk means to Chicago, especially at this point in time, it's really impactful. So I'm going to take Dirk at number 4.
Yeah, that's a solid pick. I definitely agree with that. Dirk is kind of, to me, like the pioneer, like melodic rap in Chicago. A lot of rappers weren't doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times in Chicago, like, everywhere, like when you're a rapper, you have like a kind of like a buzz, and when that buzz dies down a little bit, like you're just fucked after that, like you're over with. But Dirk was able to change his sound, literally start singing on shit, and literally go up again. Like,
Facts, yeah, because even before that, like in Chicago, we've been knowing and fucking with Dirk since he came out, like 2011, 2012, you know what I mean?
Around the same time as Sosa, honestly.
Since L's Anthem, Days of Our Lives, and shit,
bars, all that. Yeah.
So for him to test that time, and 10 years later is when he get like a hit with a Drake or something like that too. It just, it go to show how long he actually been in it and how many people he actually probably inspired along the way coming up, for sure.
No doubt.
And that's just beautiful. That's a testament to the grind, bro. You know how many times he could have just been like, all right.
He could have just said, fuck that shit.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I feel like when he moved to Atlanta too and started doing those sessions with Thug, and I know there's like the meme picture of him and Thug engineering that like people look back to, but actually what that did to mold his sound, and Thug even teaching him almost how to engineer himself and get the most out of his voice is exactly probably what started that wave. I don't know when he moved exactly, but
a literal student of the game. Like, you got to be a student of the game.
Exactly.
Is Dirk the best hooper rapper to come through here?
I don't think so.
To come through Lyrical?
Like this court?
He's like, I'm standing on that. Probably not.
So. I'll bust Dirk ass.
Shit, I caught Dirk on a one-on-one, so.
Did you?
Yeah, I got my bread on Stevo, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, motherfuckers know.
I got the dub on Dirk when he came through this bitch.
I don't know, bro.
They tried to edit it and throw it up on his TikTok. Well, he got one bucket. Y'all ain't never seen that clip? He got game though. And he said he never hooped like actually on a team or anything like that too. So
the fact that he can hoop that, like,
right,
even just, I've seen little clips of him here and there. I never got a chance to play with him here, but like, if you know how to go left and you're right hand dominant off jump, if you never played organized ball,
yeah, you raw.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, if knowing that he's never played,
for sure.
he's good.
Because this motherfucker that played their whole life still can't go left.
Yeah,
he got a real left.
I don't even want to go left.
Circling back, pick number 5. I feel like I can take this a few different ways, but I'm gonna take Chance, bro. I'm taking Chance at number 5, bro. Chance was probably my favorite artist ever growing up. Like, especially what he meant here in Chicago between 10 Day, Acid Rap, Coloring Book, bro. He won 3 Grammys. He was one of the hottest artists in the world. Not only that, he was doing so much positive stuff within the city that people forget about. Like, do you remember when Chance held the press conference and just gave $1 million to Chicago public schools? Like, people were not and still do not do that stuff. And yeah, you know, I feel like obviously the music was there. The music was always really, really great. He was headlining festivals. And just when I think about Chicago artists, when I think about music that stuck with me, I feel like Chance was really up there for me. So I'll take him at number 5.
No, for sure. And as like a musician in Chicago too, of that same era, and actually having opportunities, because like even though we're a major city, like it takes more of a wave coming out of here for people to catch a lot of light, because everybody kind of gets thrown into the same mix of what sound is. I feel like, you know, Chief Keef was at the forefront of what drill was, and Chance was also at the forefront of like what alternative or, you know, more boom bappy, more like lyrical rap was too. So he opened the lane too for a lot of artists at that same time too, that weren't just making drill music. Because like, you know, a lot of us from the hood out here, you know what I'm saying, we've lived the same shit, but we also make a different type of music. You know, we came up with a lot of soulful shit, a lot of blues, you know what I'm saying, a lot of stuff like that too. And I feel like, you know, pushing that agenda during that time too, he really helped open the door for a lot of people, for sure.
Bro, that's a great point. Like, think of like Saba and how big he is now. Like, Saba was on Acid Rap in 2013. Like, Saba was super dope back then, but wasn't a big artist by any means.
Right.
Chance didn't have to throw him that oop. And I feel like I've seen Chance, you know, throw oops to upcoming Chicago artists. So there's like Saba or Joey or No Name or whoever it may be. And also, last point I'm gonna bring, the Chance Kanye thing, when they kind of collided in like 2016, 2017, like Chance was throwing, he still does, those open mics. I think he was doing it at Harold Washington Library.
Yeah.
Bro, he brought Kanye and he brought like Donald Glover and he brought like, I think Dave Chappelle. He was bringing all these like massive celebrities to this event that he was throwing weekly and just like introducing these people to the kids, and they were getting to hear them perform or speak or whatever it may be. Like that's powerful.
Yeah.
That's raw as hell.
100%. I mean, I think also at one of those, like randomly bringing out Future, like being a part of this different pocket of music, but like we said, just appreciating other waves and bringing Future out. I'm still mad that My Peak never came out, but
Damn, I forgot about that.
there's so many little moments, like even the Zane Lowe interview on Apple Music when Chance was playing some unreleased versions of songs that didn't make The Life of Pablo with him and Kanye. But yeah, I mean, bro, massive. Everywhere you went, you could be in the airport anywhere in the world and see a 3 hat. Like it's just a massive global reach.
Facts.
Remember that song he had with J. Cole called Thotty that never came out? He like previewed it on a radio station.
Yes.
Yeah, that was one. I was always like, man, what could have been?
Shawty, she got the body, she did the molly.
All right, I feel good. I got Dirk and I got Chance. Devo, pick 6.
Yeah, I mean, even like we were saying, I feel like it's a lot of ways we could have went, but touching kind of the different realms of what rap is and like, you know, what people fell in line of becoming fans of, I gotta go with Twista for sure for mine. You know what I mean? When it comes to like the fast rap, you know, like
that shit just
that
blew
style
me.
of rapping, you know what I mean? Like hands down Twista got it too. And bouncing off that too of the artists we all said, Twista always rep Chicago, you know what I'm saying? So growing up here, like you're not riding in Chicago and not hearing Do or Die or Twista on the radio growing up. So, you know what I'm saying? Like reaching back to, you know what I'm saying? Like being an artist, Twista was one of the first people to actually like, you know, give us that stamp as a OG in Chicago and, you know, actually get on a song with us and do something too. So like he always been here with arms open, you know, bringing people to his compound, like, you know, actually letting people in on what success is as an artist in Chicago too. So I definitely believe, you know what I mean? He get his flowers for sure, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've never went to his compound, but from what I hear, like the fact he's bringing artists through there and they're getting to see these plaques and they're getting to like use the space, use the studio and all that, that's powerful. And even, like you said, working with rising Chicago artists, I remember he was on Acid Rap with Vic and Chance. He threw a feature to Saba. Like he's worked with a bunch of rising Chicago artists. So, no, that's a great pick.
Bro, why is Twista like my homie uncle-in-law? Crazy, fun, weird, fun fact.
That's what I'm
bro.
saying too. Everybody got a story with Twista. Everybody in somebody's family know Twista or
That
he
shit's
related
crazy.
to somebody because he actually from here. You know what I mean? Like a lot of motherfuckers really know him or know somebody that's connected to Twista too. So like he one of the people that really a Chicago figure for sure.
Hey, y'all saw he went viral recently?
Play something these hoes are live. Try whips, I know they live.
Bro, that shit was
I was just
raw
tapped in
as
earlier
hell.
watching that.
Shit was raw as hell.
Yeah. No,
That
that was
shit was
creative.
raw as hell.
'Cause he does the what is it?
He's like a gun instructor type thing. Yeah.
He does those classes, so it was kind of colliding his two worlds.
Man, that shit raw. I ain't gonna lie, that shit was so raw.
No, I mean, legendary, and just like we said, tap it into the rest of Chicago's ecosystem after being a part of his own wave, like actually coming up and defining what success looks like, and then letting people in with open arms, which is something he doesn't have to do, but it seems like he really enjoys doing it. And I think that's super, super commendable.
Last thing I'm gonna add to that too, with like especially with like Twista and Kanye, they really like came up in the city and did that and had that success with nothing. Like, cause you know, even nowadays people be like, oh, Chicago's music scene's lacking this and that. But like, picture that 30 years ago or 25 years ago. Like, there was no sort of anything here for them to work with. And that's impressive that they were able to accomplish.
That's why hands down they had a blueprint to Chicago, because it wouldn't like rap then, you know, it's a lot of greats from Chicago back then, you know what I'm saying, too, that we can touch on later. But they were the ones on a national market, on a bigger market, actually were able to achieve that too, for sure. So it kind of opened our scene up, you know, in the grand scheme for other artists coming up too.
Absolutely. Sure. All right, Tone.
Yeah, no, Twista, incredible pick. On my next one, I got to go with Herb. Nice. Currently called G Herbo. When we first heard of him, it was Lil Herb. Around the same time, 2011, 12, 13. I'm not sure exactly when it was, but I mean, kill shit. You know, that's an iconic song everywhere. Bro, and I think he's another one of those artists that's gone through so many different iterations, even though his sound has been super tapped into samples and really like rapping his ass off. I think he's found new ways to kind of integrate himself into the music scene. And I don't know what song it was from a few years ago when he says, I'm your favorite rapper's favorite rapper, but that really does ring true for so many people. And again, just off the mic, you know, the PTSD initiative of really leaning into, you know, mental health services and trying to find a way to give back to the community that molded him. I think it's super commendable, and he's just a staple, man. Like Herb is one of those ones.
Yeah, no, that's a good point that most people wouldn't think about. The stuff he does for the community, like you said with the PTSD program, super important. Also, we talked about it last time. Just the song "Cap Guns." He should be top 5 in this list regardless.
Easy,
for sure.
Easy.
So many good songs, and man, beat selection for him. He's one of those guys that like he just gets it.
Cool, great pick, Stevo. Pick number 8.
I feel like this person's kind of like the pioneer of drill in Chicago, and I'm going King Louis. I think that's a solid pick. What y'all think?
I'm fucking with it for sure.
Fucking with it.
I feel like King Louis is a great pick, and he's another example of a older dude who, once he got on, he was trying to help out younger artists. Like I forget what song it is with him and Herb, and is Bibby on there too?
I know it's Chicago Conscious or something like that. Conscious something.
No, even before that, I think. But I know what you're talking about.
This How We Move.
This How We Move. Yeah, in there, because he's in that video there in that abandoned warehouse, and Herb maybe wasn't even 17 yet in that. You know what I mean? And he knew where to look. Same thing as the Twista conversation. It's like just somebody putting on for somebody from their city. So I love that pick. And To Live and Die in Chicago
is one of the greatest songs ever created.
For sure.
I love that song.
And when it comes to, like you said, pioneer drill, like we didn't even know what drill music was before. You know what I'm saying? Like when we were growing up type shit, you know what I'm saying? When drill music was made, like
it wasn't a name to it.
Yeah, it wasn't a name to it. He was the only person we heard saying drill. Him and, you know what I'm saying, like fucking Pac-Man, you know what I'm saying? Like him in the Pac-Man era of drill, you know what I'm saying? That's how we really learned about what that shit was. So I feel like realistically, he the real godfather of drill
for sure. Godfather of drill. I like that. Okay, so with my third pick, I'm gonna go Tink. I'm not gonna lie. Like in high school, I had the biggest crush on Tink, bro. Like I was like 14, 13 years old, DMing Tink on like Twitter and shit, like trying to make her to go to prom with me and shit. Like, bro, biggest crush on Tink, bro. Like big Winter's Diary, bro. Still my shit. Treat me like somebody I sing that song from front to back. Still, you hear? Like still. So I'm going Tink.
Can you sing that song real quick?
Somebody real, it's hard to find. Oh, look, somebody worth all your time. I don't really sing that whole song for real.
That's hard. Nah, Tink's a legend. I totally agree with that.
For sure.
That's amazing.
Nah, that's hard too. I mean, and like we said, like we got hella of elements of rap in Chicago that people don't even be knowing about. Like Tink, you know, she put on for a lot of female rappers in Chicago that might not have got that light too, for sure. And during the drill wave, for sure too. You know what I mean? We got Mellow Bucks, a lot of people out here now too. They probably grew up listening to Tink. So for sure.
No, that's a great pick. Tone, you're up.
Sir, next pick, Lucky.
I can dig that.
Again,
Yeah,
talking
facts.
about different eras and different pockets of Chicago music. Lucky's another one of those guys that you can tell through sampling and just even the attention paid to cover art and the details. Like, he's a real student of the game. And again, somebody, alternative trap dropped one in 2013. It's been 10 years now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's just now starting to
12 even.
Yeah, it might have been even earlier. Like, he's just now starting to get his flowers on a global scale, like national for sure. And it's awesome to see, but just a different pocket of music that I don't even know who to compare to at that point in time. He was so ahead of the wave. And
Lucky, like you brought up alternative trap and stuff. Lucky could actually like really, really, really rap too.
Yeah.
I feel like people get caught up in like the beats and some of his like hit songs and stuff. Like Lucky is a very good rapper. He's a huge student of the game, like very knowledgeable. And also, you know where Lucky's underrated? Some of the best sports references in his raps. For
sure.
But it just goes over people's head because he's talking about the third string running back on the Cowboys 40 years ago.
the football aspect too, like when him and Herb modeled the Bears LL collection, like just seeing him on a football field tossing a ball around, like he's just so.
He was like a little kid that day.
Yeah, he was like it's so Chicagoan, you know what I mean?
Bro, Herb and Lucky modeling that collection. Come on,
That
bro.
shit's raw.
That looks great.
fine.
That looks
fine.
great
Wow.
5 years later.
Yeah, that shit raw as hell. I
It,
ain't gonna
it
lie.
looked great then. It's gonna age even better, and so all the pieces are incredible. I mean, the commercial of them playing with what is it, Stanley, the bear?
Stanley, yeah.
Stanley, yeah. Like, come on.
Sure, when I seen Herb in that jacket, I knew I had to have that motherfucker on, bro. I knew I had to have it. There wasn't no questions.
Tone's got a solid list right now. He's got Lucky,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Herb, and Keith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just mess my
It's
list
one of
up because
those.
I was definitely coming Lucky next for sure. You know, obviously like somebody I got to, you know, produce on alternative trap and been producing with him for years now too, and then seeing all the shit he's doing now recently too, like it just, you know, he speaks to a different type of culture in Chicago too that people may not know exist here too. So like when we talk about breaking the doors down for, you know, subgenres or existing things, you know, Lucky was, when it comes to producers, like every producer want to do something with Lucky, you know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of people's favorite rapper, you know what I'm saying? He bridges that gap when it comes to a lot of different realms of rap, of knowing like, you know what I'm saying? Even doing a cover that references a DMX, but at the same time too, like he fall into that SoundCloud wave and got a different type of fan base that, you know, people actually love him, you know what I'm saying? He got a diehard fan base too, so that's for sure a good pick, for sure.
Everybody take a second, stop right now during this video and go play Glory Boy.
My boy, no cap. I'll run that back.
Hey, or go way back, play Zancage.
Yeah,
Produced by
Zancage,
Lotto.
Man, I was definitely coming Lucky next, but following up with that too, I'm gonna have to go Polo G.
Nice.
I feel
great
like
pick.
he could have went earlier, later.
For sure.
It's up for debate, but in Chicago too, you know, I definitely, you know, like we said in that same sense, he bust down a lot of doors for melodic rap and just the next scene of Chicago. Like we had the early drill shit, we had the 2012 drill that we all grew up on and stuff like that. But then on a more like understandable market too, I feel like Polo G definitely helped, you know, re-solidify Chicago in the last couple of years too. So for sure.
He's had real hit records too, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
massive.
Real hits. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like on a mainstream, like he definitely bridged that gap to understanding like it's not just a drill rapper. Like we make all types of music here too. You can sing, be melodic. You know what I mean? So for sure.
Incredible videos that Polo has throughout the years. Obviously, like the ones that Cole has shot that have come out on Lyrical's channel, but even the Martin and Gina one, like just very
great one.
good, memorable music videos and, you know, attention to detail on rollouts and things of that nature. So
My favorite Polo video is the 21 video that we shot.
It's 100 bands in the safe now. I got expensive taste. Michael Mary jeans, fill them up with knots. I've been on my
I love the scene where Polo's walking through and there's a little television set that's playing the Juice Bad Boy video like 8 months before it came out. It was like that little like tidbit, those little Easter eggs. I love shit like that. With my third selection, I'm going to take Lupe Fiasco. So when we just think about like our childhood, like with a Kanye, with a Twista, with, you know, people we'll talk about later in this list, Lupe was one of those people who was paving the way, breaking down barriers. All the albums he had at the time, like from 2004 to like 2012, like one of easily my most listened to artists. I love Lupe, bro. The song Hip Hop Saved My Life, like even all the way up to like the Lasers album. Like, but do you remember when they had Leo Racone outside like the record label building when they were holding his album hostage, like playing it on a boombox?
Yeah.
In front of all the paparazzi and shit. Like Lupe had the group Anonymous help leak his album because the label was holding it against him. Like there's not many artists that have that sort of like power behind the scenes just from their fan base. But aside from all that, bro, between the cool food and liquor, like Lupe is one of my favorite artists, and same thing, he's in a lot for Chicago. And the Touch the Sky music video, him and Kanye, classic. everything about Lupe I enjoy. So I will take him with my third selection.
Yeah, that's an incredible pick. And obviously the Chicago specific history. And then you mentioned the Lasers album, which was probably the one that was in a turning point in hip hop. And I just remember The Show Goes On playing during the NBA playoffs. It was one of the first time I saw a sync of a song. It was like that and Amazing by Kanye and Jeezy was the first time that during NBA like TV deals, I really heard a song. And also being from Chicago, being like, oh my God, this is nuts.
Yeah, even like I didn't even mention Kick Push, bro. Come
Yeah,
on.
I don't everybody know Kick Push.
I don't even skateboard, but like Kick Push, classic song. He actually did that song, from what I hear, for the Uprise Skate Shop. That's in Chicago, still standing to this day. But yeah, I'll take Lupe with my third selection. With my fourth selection, I'm taking Common. The fact Common even fell this far is crazy. For the B album alone, that's one of the greatest projects ever come out of Chicago. He got some of Kanye's best production too. Like Kanye, we can all agree, elite producer. But Common got some of the best Kanye beats in the world, in my personal opinion. Classic projects, bro. Whether it's like, you know, the song The Corner, or like just the beat intro, like he is even a little bit before Kanye and them, he is one of those people that paved the way for Chicago artists, for Chicago music. And yeah, I like Common a lot, so I will take him with my fourth selection.
No, for sure. And it's crazy too, because now we like thinking about it, I just actually slipped over Common and put Polo G on my list. I didn't even realize I had Common before him too. So speaking into that too, you know, I'm a producer. Like Common was pushing the wave super hard, rapping on Dilla beats, you know what I'm saying, all types of shit. So like when it comes to like the B album, like as a producer, you know what's up with that project. Like he had all the goats on it. So for sure, Common, you know, great one for sure. And we transcended into movies and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like people don't realize Common became a full blown ass actor now, you know what I'm saying? Like so
that's where I was about to go, because I know we're drafting rappers, but like
Pretty decent acting too.
bro,
Yeah,
Common has aged gracefully.
No,
like
for
between
sure.
the movies, whatever he's doing, like that's a guy I would just like to have a conversation with. Like he yeah, I like seeing like our OGs and like our legends kind of like age gracefully.
my boy was in Smoking Aces. Fuck you talking about?
Yeah.
And I got a couple. I mean, I could have went a couple of ways too, but since we talking about beats, also, I mean, I'm talking about beats every time, I guess. I'm acting like that ain't like some of the most important shit to me. But going off that too, like Common, I'm gonna keep it classic too. Like Cool Kids, Kids definitely. You know, I feel like they're a sleeper. Obviously, Chuck English, he bounced back and forth from Detroit, but Sir Michael from out here, you know what I'm saying too. And that early wave of you know, rapping and just having a duo in Chicago, I feel like the Cool Kids, they spoke true to like, you know, different type of production, but also keeping alive like new shit, but at the same time, like, you know, touching base on like what a Kanye would do on some beats too. So
I feel like I just missed Cool Kids. Like with, I don't know if it's my age or whatever, but like I feel like I just started like getting into Chicago's music scene like a little bit later. Because even like Femdot, for example, he'll tell me up and down about their catalog, Black Mags, all this shit.
that's what I'm saying.
And I'm not too familiar, but I've gone to some of their shows and it's always really really impressive.
Yeah, even somebody like a Femdot, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they filled that gap for us in Chicago too, which led to like you know what I mean, the Chance Wave, the mix and stuff like that too. So, you know what I mean? You know, anybody that was really here, they might not have got bigger on a bigger scale, but like everybody here, you know, Cool Kids.
Hey,
for
I'll
sure.
tell you
like,
what I do know what I do know Cool Kids from is, remember that 2K? Was it 2K11?
Yep.
Where you open it and it's their song. It's the
facts.
2K. 2K.
Tone. I don't know what pick we're at, but you are up.
Yeah, no, for my next pick, I'm gonna continue this little wave I've been on, but Lil Bibby.
I like
And
that.
I know he doesn't make music very much anymore. I don't even know when the last time he dropped was, but I do remember at a certain point in time, especially early on when I was in high school, Bibby was arguably bigger than Herb. After Kill Shit had come out and he had been putting out the free crack mixtapes, like I was downloading those left and right. And I mean, he was just massive. And also to kind of pivot off of that in terms of influence, he played a pivotal role in delivering Juice WRLD to the masses as well.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that's how Cole got to shoot the first ever Juice video. Like he's just so important on so many other levels. And again, his music is one of those things that even though he hasn't dropped in a while, I think it ages well. And yeah, I mean, I got to throw Bibby on the list.
It used to be a debate between Herb and Bibby for sure. Like it used to be a strong debate, like a real live debate. You know what I'm saying?
I remember too in the early days of Lyrical. I remember I think it was maybe me, Cole, and Jake Wilson or somebody, but we shot
You Ain't
or
Gang.
no CP. It was CP.
Shot
yeah,
You Ain't Gang.
Cole shot the music video for You Ain't Gang, and then it got shelved. And then they shot a different one and put it out. But I remember that was like a big moment for us. Like that was
For sure.
That was that
huge.
time. That was probably what 2016, 15.
Yeah, it might have been 15, honestly.
Yeah, it was a minute ago, but nah, Bibby's definitely a legend. Stevo, your last 2 picks right here.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so with the 4th pick, I gotta go Young Pappy. I gotta go Pappy. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the north side as well. You know, I'm literally from the same place as Pappy from. So I gotta go Pappy. Like the impact he had, he made Up North be heard before Polo G or anybody else. Like he real life made Up North be heard. Like, so I gotta go Pappy, bro.
Nah, good choice though for sure. Like I
sleeper.
lived in Rogers Park hella long in my life too, and
So you know.
you know what I'm saying. Like for sure, put on for Up North the post. But even beyond that too, like rap sense, like you know what I'm saying. Like when people talk about like a G Herbo or like you know what I'm saying, when it reflects like a Brooklyn drill, even like you talk to a lot of Brooklyn drill rappers or hear a lot of their lists or like you know what I'm saying, like
Pappy
a
on
UK
their
drill,
list, yeah.
they gonna put
Yeah,
Pappy on there for sure.
sure.
So like. You know, bar for bar, Pappy was rapping on some different shit, but also still rapping on some drill beats and pushing that agenda too, for sure.
So with my 5th pick and my last pick, I'm gonna go King Von. I'm gonna go King Von. You know what I'm saying? King Von did so much and turned up in such a small amount of time. Like we was talking about the same thing with Juice. Like King Von turned up in like a year or 2 years. Then as soon as he got on, he went to the hood and split like 100 racks with his homies, and then he went and got all his homies distribution deals with Empire and shit. Like just too real, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go with King Von. Low key, when he first came out, I wasn't the biggest fan of his music, but then the more you listen to that shit, you get that. Oh no, this nigga low key raw as hell. Like he really know how to tell a story, bro.
Dude,
like he can
paints
realize paint a picture for it. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm going. I'm going King Von.
Yeah, I totally agree. And also, like you were saying earlier, I think with Polo, great music videos too.
Yeah,
Like,
bro, incredible music videos. And like you said, the storytelling, it reminds me of like back in the day with Speaker Knockers and
R.I.P. Speaker Knockers, man.
for sure. And like Meek doing the Tony stories and like just really you having a picture in your head from somebody just saying words and I mean incredible top to bottom.
And Von, you know, the people were saying drill was dead in Chicago and all this shit, but I feel like Von also too brought that second glimpse back to it too. He brought a big light back to Chicago, you know what I'm saying? So for sure, shout out Von. That's a good pick for sure.
great pick. All right, Tom.
5th and final pick for me, Famous Dex, man.
Oh, whoa.
Facts.
Yeah. Oh, whoa.
super important in the history of, you know, the sign behind us.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that was one of the first inflection points for Lyrical as a whole, for Cole as a videographer.
Yeah.
And Dex was so hot at the time, man. And then even talk about waves in a career, like obviously he cooled off a little bit and then came out with a song with A$AP Rocky that was
He had 2
everywhere.
songs. One that went, 2 that went platinum. It was Pick It Up and Japan.
Yeah.
Dude.
Japan was,
facts,
it's like,
man.
you know what I mean? And talking about my favorite performances from this past year at Summer Smash, I mean, Dex was electric.
Yeah.
Electric. And the diehard LL fans, supporters, man, they love Dex. And I mean, you know, I can't say enough about him.
Nah, Dex is definitely on if there was a Lyrical Lemonade, like Mount Rushmore of artists,
100%.
like Dex is on
Has to
there,
be.
like so impactful.
This is my 5th final pick.
That's your last pick.
What I got so far? Who did I come?
Yeah. You got
You went
Juice.
Juice.
That's the crazy thing about doing snake draft too, and we got to explain this on camera because people don't understand. People think that's probably your top 5. Once it's gone on the list, you can't put it on the list no
Yeah,
more.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So my whole 5 got taken immediately. So,
Yeah, totally.
but yeah,
So you got Juice, Twisted, Polo, and whoever you took last.
Cool Kids.
Cool Kids. Oh,
Shorty, your list low key solid as
I
hell.
was gonna say yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. We got some
Solid.
goats coming out of Chicago, and I ain't
You
finna
got-
act like I ain't finna front on none of them.
You got a solid ass list though. I ain't gonna lie.
All right, last pick, just to bring it back to the realm too, like different shit we got going on in Chicago. I'm gonna go Mick Jenkins. I could have switched it up and went a couple other people too. You know, a lot of people I work with, people that are in the same era of us too. But I think Mick Jenkins too, just on a bigger scale too. Like he, you know, a real lyricist, and you know, a lot of people stand behind him too when it comes to like actual, like, you know, keeping rap alive right now type shit. So
That's a solid pick, man.
yeah,
I
bro.
can dig it.
That's a great pick. The Waters is one of the best Chicago projects of all time. Makes a great lyricist, great rapper. Definitely. He performed at Summer Smash like a couple years back. I remember watching that. That was fun.
yeah, I think it might have been the first one, honestly.
Was it the first one?
Yeah, it might have been the first Summer Smash
First or second?
or second maybe.
Regardless. No, that's a good pick. For my final selection, I am taking Saba. Saba is one of my favorite rappers of all time. I feel like in a sense, like kind of grew up with his music because I remember his first mixtape I was listening to, think it's called like Get Comfortable. I think it was 2011 or 2012, but then he dropped Comfort Zone and so ended up dropping a couple projects. One in 2015 I really enjoyed. Just I feel like every couple of years Saba's dropped a new album that I've really like gravitated to. And yeah, like every year my Spotify Wrapped, it's kind of that season right now. He's always up there. So I'm gonna take Saba, man. I was lucky enough to go on a tour with him last year with Femdot, and it was just cool, man. It was cool like seeing him do these rooms anywhere from like, I don't know, 1,500 to 5,000 people. You know, it was super cool just to be on tour with someone. I wouldn't say like we know each other. I've never really spoken to him, but like I respect him, his team. I love his music. So I'm gonna take Saba at number 5.
Very solid.
Solid pick.
Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you would like us to draft in the future. Until next time.